only got one journalist online. We've got Will and Matt, but maybe just give us a few minutes. Cop, how you feeling? What you thinking?
Of course, disappointed. We had a chance today. I mean, I think the effort was there. What we asked, we gave us a chance. Then down the stretch, they made a run. They had some big plays. Some of their players made tough baskets, and then we couldn't kind of finish the job when we were up 10, and they went to 17-0 run, and that's it. But of course, 20 offensive rebounds against a team like Perth is too much. But like I said, the effort was there, much better. Now we just need to get better at executing things under pressure and win those small margins.
Hey coach, obviously an unfortunate home loss. You spoke about the offensive rebounds. Joe Luau-Akul, obviously he was a bit of a menace on the offensive boards there. Can you just speak to us about how you could maybe do a better job like boxing those guys out, maybe what you could do differently
Well, I mean, that's the quality he has. He was signed there to replace Bryce Cotton. He's their big time player, and they went after him, and he showed the quality down the stretch. And most of the times our bigs were fighting, they were trying, but he was with his size, he was able to give us problems, finish over us, and he's a good player, and that's what good players do.
You went on at the start of the third quarter there. You went on a 15-0 run, led by guys like Liafa. I think he had 4 threes in that quarter. Sean Bairstow as well. Can you just speak to us about how you kind of want to, going forward, keep that momentum throughout the rest of the game?
No, I think Zay had great game, great energy. Same, Sean had really good minutes, and Max Darling also. He gave us, defensive presence, and they did their job. I mean, like I said, defensively, the effort that the bench guys they did excellent job tonight. But like I said, it comes down to the small details. And again, we didn't shoot the ball too well tonight. But I'm happy to see Zay. Zay had good game, and after the sickness, he's finding his rhythm, and he was really important for us tonight.
Kareem Lopez as well. He was impressive tonight at 16 points and 7 rebounds. What do you expect to see going forwards with him for the rest of the season? Just continued growth?
No, Kareem is, our commitment, and we're gonna give him the opportunities. He's, taking the advantages of those and showing what he can do. Of course, there are many things he needs to improve and get better, but he's 18 years old. He's doing a great job so far and getting, in better shape after the summer. And but of course, also with Kareem, there are things he needs to improve and understand what kind of impacts also winning if you want to win basketball games. But yeah, especially first half, he was there. He kept us in the game.
Parker, can you just give us your thoughts on the start of this season? 0-3, obviously not what we were hoping for. Just what do you think you're going to do to turn it around the rest of the season?
Yeah, I mean, nobody likes to lose, obviously. We're professionals, and we show up daily to have the right intention to get better, and you come to the games with the right mindset to win. That's all you have. But this league, it's so fast, so you kind of gotta have a short-term memory and go to the next one, the next day, the next practice, and continue to trust your teammates, your coaches, and as players, we definitely just got to continue to lock in and continue to get better.
Thank you. All right, good. Chris online, do you want to give us a couple of questions?
Yeah, sure. Hello, Cop. Good to be back again. That fourth quarter, I know you get momentum swings in every game of basketball, but let's start off within one quarter. You see one team go on a 15-0 run and then have all the momentum, 12-point lead on your home floor, and then give up the next 17 points and, end up losing the game. How would you sum up what happened in that fourth quarter?
we couldn't get stops. And then we found one unit first we got stops. Then then they showed their talent. Like I said, we still had some good defensive possessions, but they were just better. The fadeaway JLA from post, Dylan Windler a few times through the bodies, few and ones, and then in offense we kind of, when we couldn't find the solution, we had some few kind of stupid turnovers or quick shots, and then they run to the other end. But like I said, it's small details, and that's it. Nothing. They didn't shoot the ball also well tonight, but they had 20 offensive rebounds, and we talk about this before the game, and it's just like I said, small margins, and not one situation what kind of happened. They just went to the run, made some tough shots. Doolittle also from the top, so they showed up in the last quarter.
And Parker, can I ask you a similar question? As a player out on the court, when you've got that momentum like you did in that first part of the fourth quarter, you go up double figures, and you seem to have all the momentum. From your point of view, how did it change?
Yeah, I mean, that's basketball. Like, it doesn't take a lot to shift a game at any point, and I think what kind of hurt us in the beginning hurt us at the end. Extra possessions is just going to kill you, especially late in the game. You start to get fatigued and your mind starts to slip a little bit. We just weren't as disciplined and steady. So, that's what happens when you don't start the game with the right intent to master physicality, especially on the boards.
I know this is still a loss, but do you feel like it's a step forward from last week?
Yeah, I do. I mean, this was a good week. Anybody in our camp and in our club and our team would say that. Like, we definitely keyed into what the coaches were giving us this week, and that's what we have to build off of. Just that.
And just following up from after Sunday's game, Cop, you talked about how it looked like you weren't ready, sort of physically and sort of mentally for the season, and you've been through a lot coming into the season, but you almost had a full week preparation for this game, and now you've got a full week before your next game. How important is it to just have this time now where you can hopefully get everything sorted and I guess be ready for what's coming up?
No, of course it's important. We have to use every day to get better, build our tank, try to get our guys on the same page and have those, solid minutes. Let's say today we had 30 minutes good. To win in this league, we need 40. And every time you step on the court, you need to be ready to fight. You need to understand your minutes are important. It's not about if you shoot the ball or not. It's can you rebound? Can you box out? Can you execute our pick and roll defense? And those are the small details what we need to fix as a team to get better. Then offensively, of course, can we execute against pressure? Same with Melbourne. When they pressure us, what can we do to handle? Can we still find the options, or are we they get us out from our offense? And it starts in our practice. We need to kind of build that same pressure. And the guys need to understand that's how you can get better, if you can have that same intensity. And this week we tried, we get better, and we keep building. And there's no any other way. Try to build that chemistry, and like I said, how we play. We need all five players who are on the court to be ready to fight and execute and play together.
The positive is right now that it looks like you've got a healthy squad, which you haven't been able to say for much of the last 12 months, which is a nice position to be in. So hopefully you can stay that way and continue to build.
Yeah, of course. And then, we also have to see what we can do to help Rock, help Baker to get into the game, and us as a just unit, as a team, to be on the same page on these small things. I think that's the step forward. But the first step is, are you able to practice, and you are not injured or you are not sick, so it helps. And we keep building those days and get better, both sides of the ball.
All right.
Thanks very much, guys.
Thanks. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.